Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Kevin with survivalistboards.com. I've got a question for you. Do you think cheap knives, cheap survival knives, cheap pocket knives have a place in your long-term survival plans? Think about that now. I'm not talking like the Cold Steel or the K-Bar or the Ontario, like the Rat 3 or the Rat 5. I'm not talking high dollar knives here, not $75, $100, $150 knives, not the high dollar. I'm talking the $5, $10, $15, $20 knives. Let's put a cap on it, $20 tops, okay? Do you think these knives should play a role in your survival plans? Now, hang on just a minute, I'm not asking you to bet your life on one of these knives, nothing like that. What these knives are for, say somebody shows up at your bug out location. I live back off in the woods. I have the bug out location for people to come to me. So let's say that somebody shows up, a friend of mine shows up, says, hey Kevin, I really need a place to stay. It's been a collapse of society, it's run out of food. I'm like, okay, yeah, take your tent, put it down there by the creek, use your water filter, filter the water, but they didn't bring any supplies with them, or as little supplies as possible, as they could carry. Now, well, we've got some okra and some squash and some beans growing out there. Go out there and pick it. But I tell you what, so you don't damage the plant, I want you to take this $5 knife and I want you to cut the squash off the plant. Don't pull the squash, don't twist the squash, don't pull the beans and damage the plant, don't pull the okra off the plant. Take the knife, take this little $5 knife or this little $10 knife and go over there and harvest some crops. Now, wouldn't that be better? Wouldn't that be better than saying, okay, here's your good Swiss Army, or here, I tell you what, here's a $50 case knife, or here's a $40 Swiss Army knife, and they lose that knife. Well, wouldn't it be better to lose a $10 or $15 cheap pocket knife than it would be to lose a $50 knife? Now remember, this is somebody who just showed up at your bug out location, doesn't hardly have any supplies of their own, and you're going to take that El Cheapo knife and you're going to hand it to them and tell them, here, go do this job, and here's the knife to do it with. Here are a couple of knives of like the examples that I'm talking about. This is not an endorsement. This is nothing but examples. I'm not promoting these knives. I'm not suggesting y'all go out and buy these knives. Nothing. These are just some examples of El Cheapo little pocket knives that I've collected, like this one here my sons gave to me several years ago. It's got its little pouch, which I took out of the pouch so I can do this video one-handed. It's just got a nice little curved blade that I could sharpen up and harvest some okra or some squash, or maybe help skin a deer. It wouldn't probably, the quality of the steel is not that good. It's going to get dull skinning a deer or a hog. But it's something. It is a cutting tool. This would not be my primary knife. We're going to be talking about good knives here in another video later on. But I could take that and hand it to somebody. Say, go cut the squash, or go cut the okra, or go cut me a length of rope or something. If they lose, damage, or break the knife, then no big loss. No big loss. Here's another one. This is a convenience store knife. I think I bought this one for like $13, $14. And in Texas, they recently passed a law allowing the assisted knife opening knives, so that is perfectly legal here in Texas. And this is a knife that somebody shows up, I need some supplies, don't hardly have anything, that here, take this knife, go out there, harvest some squash. Help me butcher this deer, help me butcher this hog. And if they lose it, out in the field working, then it's $13 as compared to a $50 quality knife. This one here, I picked this up several, well, really my wife picked it up for me, ex-wife. Christy and I recently went through a divorce, in case y'all haven't been reading my blog. Anyway, just a little fixed blade knife, full tang handle, something that you go out and cut something, harvest some squash, like I said, some peas, beans, okra, whatever, or help skin a deer, help skin a hog, whatever. But I think this one here was like $15. So there's just examples. If somebody shows up and says, I don't have any supplies, then there's little handout tools that you can give to somebody. Ask them to do a job around the farm. They do it. If they lose or break damage to the knife, no big deal. All right, guys and gals, I'll talk to y'all later.